Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about something a little more serious today. Get into some deeper issues. Stuff that really hits home, stuff that's important to all of us. Very somber topic that we're bringing to you today.
Conversation.
Something that's near and dear, and we've all had to deal with in our time. It's never fun. Not something that we'll ever enjoy. It's sad. It's filled with sadness. It's not easy to talk about. Makes most people uncomfortable. It's tough.
Nothing compares to conversations. Of course, the topic that we're going to be covering today, it's a little bit more morbid. It's a liken to like a wilting rose. Sorry, it's really tough to get out.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
It's a bloom and it's a wilt. These things come and go.
Of course, the topic that we're talking about is death.
Specifically today, we're going to talk about your death. Jeez. Or my death.
Tugboat.
Our deaths.
Your deaths.
All our deaths.
It's a certainty. Certainty. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to conversations.
Conversations.
We should probably get started.
I think we should get into it now.
Just let me just wipe a few tears away. I'm sorry, that was promised myself I wouldn't.
It's pretty emotional.
I can't find any tissues. I'll just go tears on face.
Just use your underwear like a man. So, I guess what we want to talk about today is the possibility. What if you could control your own death? And I'm not talking suicide. I'm talking, what if you could control the circumstances in and around and leading up to your demise? I'm thinking time, place, and methodology. So let's start with time.
Like time of day?
Time of day.
Or like time of your
time
life?
of your life. I think the consensus is probably you're old and fulfilled. But if you're old, what's your quality of life going to be?
Yeah.
Is it going to be terrible? Would you want to die sooner? I think most old people that I know of are fingers crossed, kind of hoping for the scenario where they just don't wake up one day, just quietly pass in their sleep. We got a chime. We're going to chime in from 2 glasses of wine. I think she agrees with the passing in her sleep, old in
she's
the bed,
contemplating.
probably surrounded by loved ones. Or would you prefer a time in your life
Kind of like
when it's epic?
Yeah, like a better to burn out than to fade away kind of scenario. Like you're at like the peak of your game, like the apex or whatever.
Yeah, like
Zenith.
your kids are born and you're so happy you have a massive heart attack and die in the room, thereby passing all your life energies to your newly born child.
That's your choice.
That's not necessarily what I did, but that's certainly a scenario that would be possible.
Yeah, so like you would say, like versus okay, like you've lived your whole life, But it sounds like in both of those scenarios, whether it's better to burn out to fade away or like when you're old, like fulfilled, it seems like fulfilled seems to be like if you've accomplished the majority of the things that you want to accomplish, you would be like, cool.
For me, I think as soon as and as a man whose activity in life and quality of, I can't run as fast as I used to, I can't jump as high, I can't dunk anymore. You could never dunk. Well, the possibility of me dunking is far less now than it was. I feel like when that starts to come to a head that I can't function on a day-to-day basis, like maybe I have to take 5 minutes and bend over and rub my back in the morning before I can fully start. Maybe in my mid to late 60s. That's when I would like to just have a massive heart attack or brain aneurysm and just keel over dead. There's no use stretching it out. Chances are your dick's not going to work anymore from the ED. You're going to have trouble going upstairs for real. It's fun to joke about now, but...
Yeah, it seems like, I don't mean to assume, but I'm going to assume, it sounds like you've thought about this a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot, just mostly through the intro.
So for the past 5 minutes.
Just saxophone stirring up some...
Saxophones usually bring me to a dark place. I haven't really imagined my death. For the majority of my 20s and teen years, I assumed that I'd be dead before I was 30, just because of my lifestyle. But that didn't shake out. So
maybe like living on borrowed time.
Yeah, I got to reevaluate. I know with my own father, for some reason he had this premonition that he would be dead at 42.
Really?
And ever since he turned 42, he just feels like he's living on borrowed time. He changed his lifestyle a little bit, started getting on the treadmill, and I don't know, I feel like until I was 30, if you think you're going to die at 30, then you don't really plan to be alive past 30. So
you'd be dead.
Because you'd be dead. Like, life would be interesting.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be a part of it because of your death.
Yeah.
So you'll be dead.
Yeah.
But, so I didn't eat healthy. I didn't exercise regularly. I drank a lot. I smoked occasionally. Not cigarettes. Let's not be weird.
Not much upkeep for the tugboat.
Yeah, not a lot of...
self-care for the tugboat.
Not doing the maintenance to put the miles on. So here I am, still alive.
Much to my chagrin.
Much to my beleaguered chagrin.
Oh shit! I'm alive still. This is dumb.
Damn it! I am not prepared for this. So yeah, 42. I guess I could adopt his. I've always had a thing about the number 43 for some reason. So
yeah, like
could slot that in as my death year, but no, I haven't really decided. And, obviously we can't choose yet.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with you on the whole. Probably like old thing. Like I'm not looking forward to old. Like I kind of disclosure. I just sometimes when I see old people, I just kind of shiver. Like I almost like experience their just sort of oldness. And just like really doesn't make me feel good. Like I don't think I would want to be there. Mind you, I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to leave without a legacy. And you kind of want to see like what, I wouldn't mind being around to see what happens. Like just, I'm an inherently curious person. So I just I want to know what is going to happen. Like whether it's, like cool technology or like live on the moon or something, or if it's like having like your family, so like if you have like great grandchildren or great like all that kind of stuff, like just seeing that kind of see what can transpire. But I think
here's some
I wouldn't choose it till like legacy is confirmed.
Yeah, till you're comfortable in your fulfillment. But here's some numbers for y'all. In the next, by 2030. There'll be 3 billion more people on the planet.
Whoa.
So I'm the opposite.
Assumedly.
Yeah, unless we, figure out how to sterilize
No,
everything.
Ebola is killing quite a few people.
Well, we need to step that up and put it into populated areas like India and China. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm the opposite of you. I would like to be in the ground or scattered, whatever, dead, toast, before the end of the world, because I don't want to starve to death. in a hovel somewhere in the forest. So I'm assuming what would happen if we ran out of food. I would build a hovel out of shit and mud and sticks and live in it and hunt rabbits with sticks that I sharpened with my knife.
Constantly feel uncomfortable because you don't have like a phone in your pocket or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if I'm living in a hovel, struggling to feed myself, the naked feeling of not having a phone in your pocket is not going to be impacting.
I could really go for play some 2-dots right now or some Brick Breaker.
God, I would love to play some tap sports baseball with official MLB licensing.
Yeah.
Or I'll probably be thinking, God damn it, remember $2 burritos at Taco Bell? God, I wish I would have got into those. Here's a tangential fun thing about fast food related to Taco Bell.
Let's make it fast.
It will be, and foodie. When we went to Taco Bell last time, I ordered and then looked at the menu again after placing my order and saw something I would have rather had.
Was this the time that
we went to Taco Bell?
Which is why you started that story with the time we went to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm fairly transparent in my language. Recently I went to KFC in the past 2 weeks for various reasons. Although we won't discuss.
Thought you were going to die at 30, so
well,
I understand.
Now I'm trying to make it happen at 43 apparently, so I ordered and then looked at the menu and saw something that would have been a superior order. So now I live with that regret. So I think that KFC needs to just make their menu more straightforward like McDonald's and other fast food places where you can look at all the choices and not discover some hidden gem in the corner that you wish you would have got.
Yeah.
Now I have to go back, so I guess maybe genius on their part.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty sure that you look at it and then when you look away they just kind of slide something over and then
Probably. They're like, oh, Fatty ordered the barbecue chicken wrap, so let's make a burger out of that instead. Dicks. 11 herbs and spices are nice.
I'm pretty sure the main reason that we're like not really allowed to choose our own time for death, because like I mean we do have the choice, but just like I feel like wouldn't you be like, I don't know if it matters, but like wouldn't you be like really pissing off death? Like he would have to make like an unexpected like pit stop to like
no, he would know. He
pick
gets
you up.
If you've ever seen the show Dead Like Me, which I've seen every episode, it failed horribly after 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think they made a movie, but I don't know. The Grim Reapers are given a list at the start of each day, because there's more than one in this premise. But they're given a list, and they have to go, and it's task-oriented. They go and find those people. So suicide,
and they take them down.
They just extract the soul by touching them. You can't see my hand motion through the internet, but
so even if you have like a split decision or whatever, they know.
Yeah, it's all predestined, preordained fate. You have no choice in it, in the choosing of your death. Even if you're like, I'm gonna kill myself now. I didn't.
Death was like,
myself. He's like,
ready
yep,
for you.
Gotcha. Knew you were doing that. So. I don't know, in the chemical soup of my brain and the electricity pile.
I don't really like that. I don't like that. I don't like where this conversation's going.
You don't need to believe it. You know, that's a choice.
That's a theory. That's
a religious thing, I think.
Choice, yeah. Like the overarching plan things.
Yeah.
So then, like, death is hired by God.
So the guy in the last one that said, Final Destination, you can't escape, all that stuff. Now you're scared of that?
Yeah, this happened in like the course of like several minutes.
Well, let's not give away the secrets of the machine.
Oh jeez.
Oh jeez, cheese.
Oh jeez.
So time, pretty much I think that if we were given the choice, everyone would be like, oh, 1 out of 300?
No, once my legacy is secured.
Okay.
And then maybe go a little longer. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a very decisive person.
I feel like once you get to that point, you're just be like, well, I just started this puzzle, so
yeah, like
it'd be good if I just kept going.
There'll always be a thing, you know. There'll always be a thing.
Okay, well.
In the place.
Okay.
Where would you do it?
Where would you like to die? If you could choose.
I honestly think that this may not be... I gave it little thought, but a little bit of thought. And I thought, space. So I think I would like to kind of like be out in space and looking down at the Earth and just being like, whoa. And like just hope that...
And then your helmet just comes off.
Yeah, and just like hope that like heaven isn't like how they put it in the Bible, where you're like in heaven looking down on Earth and you're just like, oh, I could have just died and saw it anyways. Why did I have to go out into space? But I think just going into space, like seeing that would just be so beautiful. Then they could just push me out of the shuttle or something like that. I don't know. Like,
just pull the plug out like the Matrix.
yeah, or just tell me like to go do a job outside and just kind of like, do I need to be harnessed to the shuttle or anything?
Am I supposed to have a suit on for this?
Yeah, and just kind of...
so, we'll get back to that when we talk about methodology, but...
Yeah, but I think that would be like a cool place to die from, would be out in space.
See, I'm more... I would rather be somewhere meaningful on Earth, to me, like maybe where I met my fictional wife, or like my hometown, or, you know, my childhood farm type of thing. Something like that, or... in a room surrounded by loved ones as I cling to life before, you know, tragically slipping into the abyss.
So like a hospital or like...
Hospital, you know, would be the most kismet, would be the room I was born in.
I'm pretty sure you would probably choose like
Cycle.
Field of Dreams or something like that.
Yeah,
like
like
on
something...
the baseball diamond or something
epic
like that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or vaporized.
Because like I had in my like little notes like dying on a golf course like would be like pretty legit. I think it's Bagger Vance or something that happened.
As you putt on the 18th to break the course record,
I get my legacy. I'm in a place that's meaningful to me.
you keel over dead.
Keel over dead.
Jack Lemmon just, I think he hit his shot,
Yeah.
and then he just fell down walking up the fairway.
Yeah.
He was the little boy.
The other one I had was like
Caddy
a
for Juna.
Van Halen concert.
Nice.
Nice. And then,
On stage?
yeah, probably.
Or
They
they
pull
just
me
find
up
your-
and just be like, you know, the cheese is the greatest.
Cheese! And then you just like
And then she's like, we ain't
collapse.
talking about love, dude. Might as well jump. And then I jump and then just down off the
You
stage.
don't make it into
Or-
the crowd, you just fall in that little ravine of concrete between to your death.
Yeah. Or like a girl in the front row like shows me her boobies, like nice Van Halen like boobies.
Young, perky
Like
breasts,
from
and
the
then
80s boobies, yeah.
all your blood goes into your dick because you're old and your legacy's fulfilled, and then
Yeah.
your heart stops.
Exactly. And then the third one I had would just
See,
be like,
I think you're tying to like your place and methodology are very connected for you.
or on the stage doing stand-up, and then like you die, and like nobody really knows if you're serious or not, because it's a pretty terrible
You
person
really
to just keel over.
You really
like,
died on that one.
yeah. Oh, he bombed. He died. He died up on stage. Oh, the guy who went up next, he buried him.
Gross and awesome. No, I think it would be a meaningful place for me, which of course I don't know all of them yet. But you could do something like you could do at the Rogers Center on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah,
Throw out the first pitch and then keel over dead
it's true.
of
Like
unknown
50
causes. I think that was just his career that died.
Yeah. Takes 9 shots and can't even throw a baseball.
Center ice at the ACC. I don't know. Sporting.
Yeah.
You could do sporting. You could do fishing in Alaska on some river if that's something you dig.
Yeah, I
And
think
you die somehow. A chopper falls on you. I don't know.
the other one would be like, I think we'll talk about it later. Actually, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
It's next on the method.
Yeah.
So this question is interesting just because like I had been reading some like Greek philosophy and they're talking about Socrates and he was just like sentenced to death or whatever, but like they didn't really explicitly say he was given an option, but they're kind of like they said it's like Socrates chose like death by poison or whatever.
Yeah. So that is exactly where this idea came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know, listeners, we anyways.
We don't just sit down and have these super structured and meaningful conversations. We do a little bit of research.
Little prep. You gotta
have an
pre-plan.
inspiration.
So like
Family planning.
So it's just like thinking like he chooses poison. Like I mean, no offense, I think that's kind of lame and a little bit probably painful. But like whatever, Socrates, whatever you want to do.
But keep in mind too that old Socrates didn't have all the means of death that we have today.
Plus, I'm pretty sure the other options were like a guillotine or like some weird.
But wouldn't he prefer the guillotine, assuming it's effectual?
Or like a gladiator. Yeah, well maybe. But like I think just I don't know.
It's probably like quartering.
But it would be like quick.
Terrible things like that.
I would make them sharpen the blade so it would be like a clean
drawn and quarter. Could I sharpen the blade?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want the. You know that the person would sharpen it because you don't want a dull blade.
Yeah, like the
You're not going to
executioner
survive
doesn't care. He's like, you know.
Apparently, the weight of those blades was so much that it could have just been a
dead
flat edge.
Yeah. Oh.
That would be no. Well,
But they were courteous and sharpened it. You know.
Yeah. Well, probably less mess for them too.
Yeah. Rips it off.
Gross. You just slide it through and it rips it off.
And they probably had weird like torture devices or send them to like gladiator stuff or like, which I think actually would be better. I think it would probably be more painful, but like and terrifying. But like, how epic would it be to just be like, here you go, fight some tigers, go.
No, what if it was just another dude?
Even
and
so,
he just like one move slices your head off, and you're like, oh shit, that sucks.
Yeah, and it probably happened really fast with Socrates. He'd be like asking all these questions, like why are you here, kind of thing.
How did this happen?
Yeah, is this your...
You're gonna feel so guilty after you kill me. That's all I would be thinking about was, I'm gonna ruin this guy's weekend. Maybe not now, but someday the weight of him murdering me is gonna fall upon his brain sword.
Something like that. So like, I guess it like has what would we do? So like, you talked about earlier, like the peaceful in the sleep or whatever. That's like the creme de la creme of death. Is like.
Well, I think there's
I don't even know.
There's like a good way, and then there's like the easiest way. So like guillotine would be pretty easy.
Yeah.
You just get gone. And then the gladiator would be epic. So that might be cooler.
Yeah.
And then there's like the worst way, which used to be everyone would pick drowning or choking to death.
Fire.
Yeah, fire would suck so bad.
Mine is fire and or drowning. So both drowning and fire.
Yeah.
Or
fire, water, being buried alive, so you get your earth.
Yeah, or
and then wind strangled.
And then on the equivalent level I have, or something embarrassing, like a really easy task.
You die from
or taking a dump or something like that. Like just dying on the toilet, or like you're making a to-do list for the day and you just like paper cut and for some reason you just bleed out for whatever reason, or
something.
He was testing like the firmness of a cantaloupe and just keeled over.
Or you're having a shower in a hotel and you're washing the bottoms of your feet and one foot's slightly soapier, and then you fall out of the shower and you grab frantically at the shower curtain and you end up ripping it in half, and then you smash your head on a marble counter anyways.
Defecating yourself as well.
That happened to me in real life. I didn't die from it, but I did fall out of the shower.
You're like,
myself pretty bad.
I bet you through your head was like, don't let me die now, this is extremely embarrassing.
It was more, I figured I was going to survive, but I was like, oh man, I'm going to have a concussion from this, I won't be able to drink.
Yeah.
This is going to be such a weird story to tell people, and then they're going to picture me like nude, falling over.
I'll be honest, it's exactly where it went.
Yeah.
You're wearing like a little towelette.
Nope. Fully naked, mid-shower, and I fell over backwards too.
Bathing suit?
If you need to.
He's wearing a bathing suit, everybody, that helps.
Blue with
it helps.
White stripes.
That's the one I was picturing.
It's in my truck right now.
The other thing, though, the downside to going peacefully in your sleep would just kind of be like that, not knowing if you're dead or not. Like that would be kind of like, I don't know about the light thing, I don't know, whatever. And people say like peacefully in your sleep, but like what kind of a crazy ass like dream or nightmare would you have before you die?
How does anyone know what it's like to die in your sleep? Ain't no one talking about it. Ain't no one talking about it.
See, we tackle important philosophical questions here.
Right on the edge. Cutting edge.
Your lives have been made better. Someone's going to create an app about this. I don't know.
My uncle, or great uncle, I don't understand family trees anymore. Oh, he's dead. He's died in his sleep. And it was one of those things like, he was old as shit. But the doctor just says, yeah, he passed away in his sleep. Okay? You have a heart attack?
No.
Like brain just shut off? No, he just died in his sleep. Passed away in the night. What? There's gotta be a reason.
Turned down the blinds on the window and he was done.
He ain't telling. He ain't telling you.
Let's ask him. Oh yeah, right.
Oh wait, he dead. Why is the
Why
doctor
is that
suddenly
wrong?
from the south?
He died majestically and peacefully on
gone.
the plains of the.
Where's Uncle Jimmy? He gone. Anyways, so I think that Death in the Night thing is an old person's game, and young people are looking for something more epic, like getting vaporized or exploded, like on the news, or like, talk about setting a legacy. Remember that guy that just got blown up on TV, getting interviewed by Asian reporter Trish Takanawa?
Or like that scene in Platoon where he just gets shot tons of times, but he's like doing this like arms up in the air, like.
Or the end of Training Day. King Kong ain't got shit on me, and he's just getting blasted.
I thought one that would be like relatively epic would be like that thing on like Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure at the very beginning. To make his breakfast, he has this extremely large and long like domino,
like
weird
machine.
engineering.
Let's
machine.
take it away from Pee Wee Herman and give it to who owns it. Back to the Future 3, where the Doc in the Old West.
I don't know, Chase. I'm pretty sure Pee Wee was first.
Scott, I think it was Doc Brown. I'm not a very good Doc Brown.
No, you're not.
It's a kid, Marty. I had it first. The eggs.
You mean to tell me, Doc, that you made a time machine? I just sound like an old man. Old Marty.
You're like,
out of a DeLorean.
what does Biff sound like?
Butthead.
Also,
That's pretty much all he does.
no, I like old Biff. The second one.
Shut up, Butthead. So
Where's the book?
Easiest way to go, snap neck.
Yeah, any kind of like hanging done properly.
No,
Falling
done
off
properly probably, but like William Wallace there, he
No,
was
that
fighting
was
it.
choking. That was hanging
But
properly.
he was hanging though.
No, the real
Was hung,
hanging.
right?
No, they just pulled him up.
Oh.
So a real hanging, and I learned this in a university class, so you know it's real.
Yeah, your agronomics
Yeah.
program.
No, it was in some criminal serial killer class. So the noose. No, it was in grade 12 law. It was a dare.
That makes sense.
Whoops. So the noose is made to a certain width, and the length of rope that they give you to hang from is calculated based on your body weight, so that when you drop, when you hit the bottom, there's so much force that the noose, like the big wide knot, will break your neck and kill you instantly. So it's not real hangings. You're not choking to death. It's nothing to do with your airflow. That's just an insurance policy.
Yeah.
The real thing is snapping your neck, and then I guess you're paralyzed. You can't feel anything because your spinal cord is broken. So you probably pass out too. So the rest of it is oxygen being restricted and kills your brain. So
Yeah.
you get the little kicks, and then you're dead.
Interesting.
Would you get the little kicks? And it,
I don't.
we learned the formula, and the formula was on the exam. I don't remember
Was it a
now because it's
practical
like
exam?
30 years ago. Practically. No, it wasn't. But that's...
So that would be like, that would be,
Or...
like the death itself would be pretty easy, but like the lead up to it would be horrible, I would think. And
the
then
psychological trauma of those 10 minutes as they put the noose on and...
Exactly. Whereas like if someone just came up from behind you, boom, snap neck, you're just like walking down the street or doing whatever you do.
Or you're working
and
a part-time job as a security guard.
Yeah.
At a factory.
And some light-footed cat burglar is
and
just...
like Seagal or MacGruber comes along and just kills you, dead. Boom.
Done.
Yeah, I guess... Where does slitting of the throat, just to make it a little more...
No, actually, because I've seen shows and it just looks like they like gurgle and it just seems terrible and you're just gasping
But it's
for air.
relatively short, isn't it?
No, it takes you a while to bleed out, I think. Depends on how great the cut was.
Yeah, but if you're cutting the jugular, all the blood in your brain is going to drain out in like 30 seconds. Is it not?
I don't know. I've never timed it.
Well, I've never had
all the times.
I've never had my throat slit, so I can't accurately depict that. Yeah, I think a beheading. I mean, you're conscious for a couple seconds, apparently, like eyes move and stuff.
I don't understand why it's not a D heading. Why is it a B heading?
I don't know. We'd have to look at the origins.
Tugboat didn't do his research. Didn't look up the literature on that one.
The literature of the words that you just made up on the fly? Come on. What do you think this is? A zoo? Come on. What? I don't know.
Captain Crunch. It's ready.
Count Chocula. Okay. So we'll hold on. Let me check the time. Yeah, we'll cruise through this last couple of parts. So, best way to go for you, in summary, best way for you?
Oh, jump out of a plane.
Okay.
Like picturesque, some sort of really high up thing, and like I think it'd be exhilarating on the way down, and then just.
Best way for me would be something that turns me into a martyr. Maybe, like I go into
save someone's life. Or
yeah, like go into a building and it explodes after I saved like 40 cats or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hero.
Yeah, die a hero. That's what I'm looking for.
Real Canadian heroes.
What could be the easiest way to go? Breaking up the neck.
Snap neck.
Yeah.
From behind, like sneak attack.
Yeah. Unawares.
Ninjas.
Catching you unawares. Ninjas. Japanese people. Samurais. Worst way. You're on your list is fire and drowning.
Yeah, those are an embarrassing situation.
Yeah. anything embarrassing.
Fire
Burning to death by
drowning
accident.
in a fire on the toilet.
That would be something to see.
Yeah, like someone lit the fire of the toilet bowl, and then someone came over and just like put your head in it, like an embarrassing, like swirly of fire.
Death. Fire.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
I think. Jesus. I think for me the worst would probably. I'm thinking drowning probably. Cause it's just that panic feeling.
Like drowning by someone drowning you, or drowning by like you're just like underwater, just kind of.
Like
your boots stuck, like
your boots stuck.
Yeah.
I think that would be the worst because you know you're gonna die at that point, and the water rushing.
No.
That's brutal.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so we'll get to the last topic before the quick grilling cheese, which I think we might have done this grilling cheese. I don't remember. Anyways, so how would this ability to dictate your death, the circumstance of your death, how would that affect the way that you live? So what are some pros and cons of having the power to do this?
I'm gonna start off with the pro-con ambivalence, like one of my favorite.
You've been saying
discussing
ambivalence a lot.
I love ambivalence. It's a good.
I'm not 100% sure.
Everybody look up motivational interviewing. Talk a lot about ambivalence. It's a thing. Don't worry about it. Okay. But basically, you talk about like when you know your death. Let's say you have this ability to know the time, know the method, all this kind of stuff. You've got like your sort of options. You could either go one way and just sort of be like that country song where it's like, you know, live like you were dying. You know, it's like, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing. Like, you just carpe diem, seize the day.
Not strong.
Just do it, like, yeah, exactly. I'm strong. Everybody knows he ain't just tough.
He's strong.
Nice. So yeah, just like you live your life to the fullest, like you achieve everything because you have this near-death thing, and it's just like you realize the preciousness of life. Or it could have the other, like, again, like that nihilistic perspective where it's like this, I know I'm gonna die, everything that happens up until that point is completely pointless, I am just gonna go into this super, super deep depression and just never come out of it because it just seems like you'd just be awaiting that day and dreading it, or like going crazy to try and figure out how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, all this kind of like stuff. I don't think it would be. I don't know. It has your pro-con, like your. And
I definitely think that people would become obsessed with it.
Oh yeah.
Like whether it's they know when it's going to happen or they don't, but I think it's gonna consume your entire existence.
And you'd probably have that guy or that person who's going to be like, so I found out how are you gonna die? Like, I'm gonna die, like, kind of jumping out of a plane. I got, like, my reading or whatever. Like, oh, what? You're going, what? Was that you just, like, a heart attack? Oh, that's real. It's, like, it's pretty heroic.
You suck.
Yeah, there's gonna be that person who just, like, always wants to talk about it. You'll be talking about, like, ice cream, and you'll be like, yeah, I like ice cream before I get killed, because that's how I'm going. By murdered. Remember? So I'm getting murdered, guys. What up?
Yeah, how do you like that? I don't know when.
How you going again? What was that?
So,
On the toilet? Getting a swirly?
would it be as meaningful, your life, if you knew when it was going to end? More meaningful?
Again, if you take that road where you like live with no regrets and like treat people real awesome and do all these awesome things, then it's like, yeah, it could affect you positively, but they could also go that other way.
Would you say it's a pro to have the ability to erase regret?
That's a totally separate topic that I don't think we're willing to divulge or dive
Really?
into.
Because I would just say yes and move on. Okay, and circling the drain here. If people know, like you say, you come up, how are you going to profit from
This is genius. This is like a genius question just so you can pat yourself on the back. This is your legacy. But like, yeah, people profiting off death is like huge. Like, how would you be able to profit off? You would either have devices that would prevent people from meeting their inevitable end, even knowing that it's inevitable and whatever.
Living
People would somehow try and find some sort of, like, they do it nowadays. Everybody's trying to fight off death. They like buy all these
special
weird
creams, emulsions.
Yeah. So even if you have smooth skin, you're still going to die at 90. That's not going to change your heart.
Just because God didn't give you crow's feet for your birthday doesn't mean that you're going to live forever.
Exactly. So like that's good. And then there's like the other thing I thought too is like you're going to have again, this is going back to the Super Sweet 16 thing. You're going to have these like super rich people that are going to like buy these elaborate deaths to make them seem like, oh man, did you hear about Kanye's death? Oh man, he had like fire-breathing dragons that he like
Mother Teresa of
discovered.
deaths.
Yeah, exactly. And then you would have this other celebrity who's like goes really simply, and you're all like, oh man, he's so like brave and cool.
So
like
humble.
he had all this money and he just like died like a normal
I think
person.
we're
Like
both
you and
thinking
me.
about Bono when it comes to that one.
I hate Bono, man. I would actually, if I had the money, I'd probably pay for Bono's death.
That bad, eh?
What? No, I wouldn't do that at all.
I don't think he's gonna hear it, so.
I think I don't like Bono. Oh my god, I hate Bono. He just I'm not a fan.
I think he just got too wrapped up in trying to find the meaning of life and trying to like, oh, I'm gonna give back, but dude, you own Facebook. Like you're a gajillionaire. You're just go with it. Just live quietly in your jets and your hot tubs in every room, and enjoy life.
Go build your place with streets have no names. Just do that.
Yeah, I found that place. It's called Dublin, Ireland. None of the streets are marked, and where they are marked, it's 30 feet in the air on a small sign on the corner of a building. I also saw the U2 hotel
they do that
there.
in Rome a little bit too. Like,
yeah, I hated it. Europe is the worst at labeling their streets.
yeah.
Because Europe's a country, right?
And North America kills it in the streets.
We are doing well here in this area of our world that we will keep a secret, even though everyone will know who.
You said North America. They're not gonna.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, it's pretty big, North America. Pretty big.
So
yeah.
Now that we've decided how big North America is, let's get to the. You have anything else before we grill the cheese? Any more of your notes that we skipped over? Brazen.
Nah. Again, profit. You would have like your agencies that would be like, make your death the best kind of death, or like that
could be an industry.
It would be an industry
for sure.
Industry.
Okay, grilling cheese. I think. Did we do this one already? Superpowers.
I think.
It's not what you think. I was going to ask whether you'd rather be invisible or have the ability to fly.
Yeah, see, like, again, like, I know that those are the ones that are really, like, what I have down here for it is, again, I'm going to be talking about some more ambivalence, because that's just going to be the thing. Ambivalence, man, so, like, everybody wants superpowers, because they'd be like, oh, this is, like, freaking awesome, like, I can do stuff that nobody else wants to do. But it's almost like you would become, like, that sort of celebrity, like, you would almost
Hancock.
It would be like a burden. Exactly, no, it would totally become a burden, because, like, people would like know you have this power, and like people would be like, oh, you should totally like save lives. But what if you just like want to make cupcakes or something? Like
secret identity.
Yeah, like
Jerry O'Connell. You have to have a secret identity.
No, but like, well,
remember
yeah.
that show? 80s.
No.
You don't. Oh would love that.
Yeah.
My Secret Identity with Jerry O'Connell.
But that was like,
You gotta look that up.
and then
Everyone
people
look
would
it
be
up.
so upset if they found out like you had these like abilities
And
and
you
stuff.
were just hiding it.
Yeah, and then like people would probably come out to like murder you or try and like get the magical serum
Good luck,
that has your
powerful.
powers. Like that's gonna happen. I don't want that on me. And then, like if you had the superpower, it would probably take away from like the joy or like love of it. Like I think you would almost have to have that sort of like you could only have it for a week or something, because if you could like again, I think an interesting one would be able to like transport yourself like anywhere in the world. But then it would be awesome. But then it's just kind of like, oh well, like you'd go and you'd see everywhere, and then you just kind of be like, well, I guess that's over.
It'd be
and
nice
stuff.
if you could do that for 3 days every year.
Yeah, exactly. Like the cash for life thing. Like once a month, you get $1,000 extra bucks or something like that. Just like that, a little extra ability.
Yeah.
People always say the flying or the swimming thing. I think it would be cooler to have like unlimited air and depth of diving. I would like to explore the sea more than I like to explore the sky, although the sky would be safer, more likely. And I just have a stupid little tidbit, but it just says like I haven't even like mastered all of like normal people powers, so like I don't think like I don't think I'm worthy of
You wipe your own
superpowers.
ass.
No, I've got that going.
Okay, well, you're halfway there.
But yeah, so like I think like the instant transportation or whatever, but I don't think I'd go for that like immortality like thing, because I think you like learn all these different tasks, but then you just kind of like, I don't know, you're alive forever, everybody leaves you and surrounded by death all the time.
I think we talked about that on one of the Never to Be Heard episodes. Where we at?
The Vault.
Yeah, it literally
We might
stuck in the vault.
release it every 30 years like Disney and just be like,
no way. Listen to it again.
Conversations Vault.
The X-rated, explicit, never to be heard. We'll just keep them, and then once this becomes popular, they'll become super valuable, and that's our retirement plan. But I think it was discussing with our guest, Philip, about this topic, and the immortality is just, would life be as sweet? Like if you eat 1,000 years worth of muffins, you'd probably get sick of muffins.
Yeah.
Whereas if you only live for 60 years or 70 years.
And are you stunting at 30, or are you like just becoming this increasingly like old, like
old,
you end up
decrepit,
looking like Yoda, like literally.
Like what's his name's painting?
The old man, Mr. Burns.
Nope. Wow, it totally escaped me.
Whistler's mother.
No, it's a Frenchman. It's a famous novel. Wow, embarrassing.
Benjamin Button.
For those of you that are screaming it out at home, thanks, I guess.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you. You have to figure that one out on your own.
Yeah.
Val, do you know? Old man painting.
It's a guy. Starts with a D, I think.
Descartes.
No, he has there's a painting of him that ages, and then he stays the same youthfulness. It was in a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but he's a literary character. I've read the book.
Don Quixote.
Absolutely not. If I had my iPad here, Don Quixote. In what part of that?
Donatello.
No, that's another quick tangent of grilling cheeses. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo.
Of course. Pretty much everyone
really grilled me.
Only loves Michelangelo. There's not even grill marks on him from that one. Why Michelangelo?
Several reasons. He was the funny one. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, so that
and
makes sense for you.
He had cool weapons and.
Some people's answers when I asked them that question range from he was the cool one to cowabunga.
Yeah.
I myself, maybe it's because I'm a Leo, but I prefer Leonardo.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's a leader. He has sweet swords.
Yeah.
He has the color blue, which is my favorite.
He's the leader of this fearsome fighting team. Yeah.
Turtles in a half shell.
Heroes in a half shell. This is embarrassing. We're gonna end it with that.
No, we're definitely not. We'll stay on the horn for another 4 hours. Just kidding. No, did we talk about the Ninja Turtles movie on this one, or was it the last one?
We just briefly mentioned it.
Okay.
But I think we need to like throw some
We both watched
tortilla lasagna into our stomachs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to eat
some kale sausage.
Kale sausage.
Kale and sausage lasagna tortillas.
Because could you like stuff pig intestines with kale and other like vegetarian things and make like vegetarian sauce? That's a thing. I've never seen vegetarian sausage.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 glasses.
Yeah. Food scientist.
Food science.
Food science.
Can you make vegetarian sausage by taking pig intestine or a synthetic casing and filling it with like kale?
It couldn't be a pig intestine because then it would be vegetarian.
Yeah, that's synthetic.
We could.
You would need some sort of like binder. You would need like tofu.
We could bring in an expert. We know an expert with their
do
PhD
know a
in
sausage
sausage
expert.
casings. Sausage expert, yeah. That's a legitimate thing. It's not like some euphemism for like someone who knows lots about dicks.
Or a slutty girl that has seen a lot of dicks.
Yeah, it's not that. It's an actual expert of sausage.
More black dicks than a urinal at the
Let's
Apollo
end it
Theater.
there.
You got it!
Edit it out. We'll edit that.
We'll edit that out. That's fine. Who's doing this editing?
Nobody.
Oh.